朋友，大家好，我是欧美加的顾问 Jenny。今天呢，我们要介绍一下明年暑期的游学团。那这一次的规划呢，跟往年不一样，我们去的是欧洲这样子，所以是很特别的一个行程，想要介绍给大家。今天呢，我们也很高兴邀请到学校代表 Alpadia 的学校代表 Adam 来跟我们分享在暑期游学的规划上面，去德国有哪些好处，或者是有什么好玩的地方这样子。First of all, I'd like to welcome you to Taiwan.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing with us about the summertime in Germany. This time we're going to take them to Frankfurt. We're going to take kids like 10 to 17. And we're going to spend 2 weeks of German study in Frankfurt and then have a 1-week trip and go around the southern Germany and Switzerland as well. So as for the language training component, we're going to take place in Frankfurt and Alpadia. So we'd like to have you talk about how Alpadia will organize the summer programs in Frankfurt. First of all, is what's so special about spending the summertime in Germany, and why is it worth for kids to go to Germany?
Okay, well, Germany is a great place to go. It's obviously really central in Europe and a very, very important part of Europe. A lot of students have gone to other countries like the UK, the USA. Germany has a much more open, friendly, comfortable atmosphere, lots of German culture, and German culture in general is very, very open and warm. It's a very, very safe place to be as well. And yes, I think it's a great place for students to learn a language in.
Right. How is it different from like summer camps in Canada or USA?
So for starters, if you go to Canada or the USA, probably 80% or more of the students are going to be Chinese speaking. Whereas in Germany, you're looking at 10 to 15% will be Chinese speakers, which gives the students a much better experience to understand about other nationalities without being surrounded by other students who can speak the same language as them.
Right, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And next is about why, because there are so many language schools that offer summer programs in Germany, right?
Yes.
So why should they choose Alpadia to attend?
Okay, well, Alpadia has been around since 1996, so we're very established. And we offer 19 different summer camps around the world, so we're doing something right.
Oh, that's very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, for our adult schools, we have been voted for the last 2 years the second best German and second best French school in the world. And this is mostly because of our customer service, but also our teaching quality. Our teachers are very, very highly qualified. I mentioned about the nationality mix, which is very important. Our pricing for our quality is very, very good compared to our competitors as well, along with the facilities. Also, Alpadia is the only school in the world to offer project language, which is a project students do every week within the language they're learning to help develop their language skills even further. And also leadership, creativity, team building. So really they're going to grasp multiple different life skills from our camps.
So even for like going for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, students get to learn to speak the language.
Absolutely.
Properly.
Yes, of course they're not going to be fluent in the language in such a short time, but what we do find is with the proper teaching and the proper competence building, students may go from being very shy in the language to being competent to try. And we train them that making mistakes is not a problem. You know, trying is the key, and they will definitely be able to speak basic language.
Okay. So what's the typical day like in Alpadia summer camp?
They would generally go for breakfast, followed by in the mornings on a weekday they would have classes until just before lunchtime. Then they would have lunch, and in the afternoons they would have either activities such as sports activities or team building activities or craft activities, with 3 times a week going on trips to various sites, sightseeing, shopping, multiple different trips in the area. And this would include on Saturdays some free time in the morning to do their laundry and things like this, followed by an afternoon activity and a Sunday full day activity.
Because I noticed that during the day programs, students usually have like 4 hours in the classroom training in the morning, right? And then in the afternoon they will have 4 hours activities. What do you think would be the like the most fun activity you have there?
Oh, that's a very hard question because
Yeah.
it depends on the students. First of all, obviously, a lot of students like their sports, which they can do. But I believe the most exciting part for the students would be the seeing, visiting sites, seeing real Germany, things like the city tour, or going to various different amusement facilities. This is really the most exciting thing, I think, for the students, and it gives them
a new city.
Exactly, and they can laugh and have fun with other students. Also, the Alpadia offers dinner and evening activities. A lot of other camps don't offer evening activities, but for us, they're going to be busy until then.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have like free time during the day.
For us, we believe parents are spending money on sending their students abroad for an experience. Other camps, maybe they have 3-4 hours free time per day. For us, we don't think that's fair on the parents, so we would rather engage with the students, help develop their skills. Within the day, they would have just 2 hours free on a Saturday in the morning to do laundry or to call mom, things like this.
I see. Okay. Could you tell us about food at the camp?
Yes, very important.
Right.
Our camps have a variety of foods. We understand that students from around the world have different wants and needs. So, first of all, our camps have like a salad bar and various different kind of like buffet of various hot foods and cold foods. Generally, foods would consist of course, there's going to be potato because it's Europe, but also rice, perhaps noodles, soups, various different meats, chicken, fish, and a whole range of vegetables. So we have a full variety of food from around the world. Also, we can cater for students with different religious needs, or maybe they're diabetic or vegetarian, or whatever their need is. Alpadia will help to cater for them as well.
That's very considerate. So what about the accommodation part?
Okay, great, good question. So at Frankfurt, our students would share a room. It would generally be 3 to 4 students per room with a bathroom. And the great thing about our accommodation as well is we try to encourage our students to mix with other international students. So sometimes a mum tells us perhaps they have 2 sons and they want them to stay together. But generally we will put students with other nationalities. So for example, one Taiwanese student, one Russian student, one Swedish student. This way they can, even in accommodation, they can talk and get to know and develop their skills with students from around the world. Accommodation is great, though. Everything is clean, it's safe. We have security all the time. There is laundry facilities at all of our sites, Wi-Fi, everything the student would need is there.
Okay. I find one really important question that I forgot to ask is the nationality mix of the camp.
No problem. So for our camps, generally we try to have a maximum of 15% per nationality. So when I say per nationality for Taiwan, that would be all Chinese-speaking students from around the world, whichever country that is. And no more than that percent from any other nationality. This is really important because, like I said, in the US, most camps will have 80% Chinese-speaking students. Why do you want to go and study in an atmosphere like that? For us, we have this so we can guarantee the students will mix with every nationality we can find.
Yeah, definitely. For this time, we're going to go to Germany to study German, right? So, do you think it's necessary to learn some German before going to the program?
No. Of course, if the student does know some German, that's great.
That's great.
But if they know 0, that's okay as well. At Alpadia, we offer various different levels for our students. They will do a test at the beginning, generally on the Sunday they arrive. And due to that test, we will put them into a different level. But our teachers are very, very experienced with students from complete beginner, all the way up to advanced. So it's not a problem whatsoever.
I see. And for most kids, probably they will be their first time away from home experience. So how would these teachers or counselors will help with their getting adjusted?
Of course. So, of course, we do have some students that do suffer from homesickness. Perhaps they miss their parents. And first of all, the great thing is that a lot of our staff are regular staff at our camps. They come every year, so they understand about different cultural needs. They understand how to work with our students. We help to integrate the students in terms of, on the first day there will be an icebreaker activity, so they can mix with older students and students from other nationalities in a atmosphere where they're laughing and having fun and it's not serious. But also we encourage them every day to mix, and we will help them with that. For example, even when they're having lunch, perhaps we will talk to them and get a conversation going, or find some common ground, perhaps a game of football or some craft activities or selfies, whatever it is, to help them feel more relaxed and confident. And really that's one of the main goals of our camp. A lot of our students, it is their first time away from home, and they're very shy. But really one of our main goals is we want them to feel confident. We want them to enjoy mixing with people from other nationalities. So we want to take them from being in their shell to coming out and feeling confident, and that kind of is part of the homesickness. After a couple of days, they are totally fine, and actually a lot of our students don't want to go home. They're enjoying the camp so much. So.
Okay, one last question is, what do you think will be the most important things for students to learn through the camp experience?
Okay, so of course they're going to be learning language skills. Well, they're going to develop the want to learn language more, which is something that can be used in a whole range of different subjects. They're going to really enjoy that kind of thirst for learning. But also, I think equally important is they're going to learn about other cultures. First of all, of course, they learn about German and Germany and see the culture, but they're also going to make friends from around the world. We have many students from Taiwan and other countries that come to our camps that have friends for life. I have students that came to camp 2 years ago and they still are in contact with the friends they made at camp. Some of them have even visited their countries. And I think this is something really important for students to learn about other cultures and develop to kind of be like a world citizen and to understand about the world around them.
Right. Thank you, Adam, for sharing with us. So let me like to wrap up the.
Sure.
所以说，我们欧美加明年的游学团呢，去德国的话，我们去法兰克福，然后我会参加Alpadia的 Summer Camp。驻团的时间是在7月4号到7月26号。然后我们会参加的是3周的行程，那2周的时间会在Alpadia的 Summer Camp 学习语言。那学生可以选择德语或者是英语的学习。那在最后1周的时间呢，我们会做一个旅游，然后会是从法兰克福，然后往南边走，等于是把南德还有那个瑞士也一起把它玩遍，再玩一圈，回到法兰克福，再回到台湾这样子。所以呢，如果您对这样子的行程是有兴趣的，那欢迎你联系我们公司，然后获得更多的简讯。谢谢你哦，拜拜。
拜拜。